All right. So welcome back to the channel, guys. It is me, AD Summer 44s. So today, me and Mads will discuss our top 10 international flops in the 21st century. We looked at every single tournament, 21st century. There were some tournaments we didn't take into consideration. Obviously, the Confederations Cup, I don't think we looked at, and the Olympics, because let's be real, those tournaments aren't really like taken that seriously, you know? So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go through this, and then of course there are some teams we probably forgot to mention. I just remembered one after we did yesterday, because me and Matt's actually did something together yesterday to come with this list. How many would make the cut? Like of all the contenders, you know. There was one I just remembered, but we'll get to that when we get there. So, hello, Matt's. Tell us about yourself, man, and then we'll quickly get started.
So yeah, great to be on here. I'm an England fan, support 4 different clubs. I'm looking forward to read all your comments, and yeah, I think this will be a good debate, and one of the ones I was hoping we'd be doing on the Debate 8 show.
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely. And remember, guys, we're picking 10 from this list. So, like, this is like the teams that we took in consideration, okay? And I put my list towards the bottom, okay? So, we're going to probably, like, trim through the ones and, like, we're going to probably skim through it, quickly go through. So, and like I said, let's go ahead and read some comments, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. Sammy McKinnon says, hi, my battery is only 5% underway. Can't stay for long, unfortunately. Ooh. Maybe, hopefully, you could charge your device, maybe. That would be appreciated if you could. But, yeah. Rank Toss Ball says, now that's a huge list. Remember, guys, we're picking 10 from this list. Captain Falcon Main 65 says, England Euro 2008 should be here for now, even qualifying. Well, we didn't take it into consideration. So if you didn't qualify for the tournament, we didn't take that into consideration. We only did in the tournament. Okay, if that makes you sense.
That's what we did. That's what we did for the other video.
Yeah. Your voice kind of seems a little off. Maybe it's a little static, maybe. But it's fine, I guess. But people in the live chat may have a problem. So just putting this out here. True. And Legadoos FC say huge list. Probably gonna take a while to narrow it down. Yeah. We're gonna like skim. We're gonna just get to the We'll just get through the ones and just tell you how should we do this, man? Because it is a huge list. It's going to take a long time. So we're going to find a way to skim through all this.
Well, at least you and I have our top 10s in mind.
Yeah. I already got my top 10. I just said yesterday.
I mean, as long as the audience gets to see what the list is, we're not going to. There's some on there we're definitely not going to touch over, which more or less barely made it in.
Yeah, definitely. So like I said, guys, we already got our top 10s. We just wanted to show you guys our thought process yesterday. Wait, what?
I said, is my voice better?
Yeah, I think so, a little bit. Yeah. Okay. So remember, guys, we already got our top 10 sorted. It's just we're just going to show you guys like what the teams we were taking into consideration yesterday. So before we even present our top 10, is there any teams that we forgot to mention that should be in this list? Because I'm sure that there were some that we didn't put in. I'm just going to quickly scroll past. Obviously, you guys can probably remember the more recent ones. Let me go. I don't want to show you guys my list. I should have probably put that separately. I'm going to put that separately, actually. Let me do something real quick. Don't want to spoil for you guys. So I'll put it in the where is it? I'll put like another notepad, I guess. New one. So there we go. Okay. Let me just erase that there then. So putting this back on screen. Is there any other ones we didn't mention? Now, you guys probably can remember the more recent ones.
There's bound to be at least one we've not put on here.
Yeah. I'll give you guys around like 5 to 10 minutes. And if you guys cannot figure out any, we'll just proceed with our top 10. And we're gonna come up with an agreed list, by the way, guys. So we're gonna come up with agreed, me and Matt's, okay? And then of course, maybe in the community chat, we'll also let you guys decide your top 10.
Well, Sammy, whilst you're here, would you be able to give us your input on which of the Saudi Arabia flop teams was the worst in the Asia Cup?
Yeah. Yeah, give us some context, man. We need some context for the Asian Cup ones. All right. So I'll give you guys 5 minutes to 10 minutes to decide. Let me zoom in if it's a bit small for you guys. Do you think this is a small size? Do you think we can make it bigger? Okay, I'm gonna zoom in a bit more. There we go. This is the more recent ones, okay, guys. Didn't Ghana also flop in 2021 AFCON? Yeah, we already put them there. You see.
Oh yeah.
So any others? Actually, let me just do a poll. Actually, should we add any? Should we add any more teams? Short list. Yeah, this is like the short list, guys. I guess. And remember, guys, to smash the like button if you ever already done so. Okay. This is an interesting one from Rank. Rank added a very interesting comment. We were actually discussing about this too, I believe, right, Matt?
I can only see one of Rank's comments.
Okay, and why my thing is taking a while to load. Streamyard is taking a while, so I'll just read from the YouTube thing. Or maybe I need to refresh. Would Poland in 2018 be considered a flop, seeing as they were part one in the group?
Not particularly. I suppose like a bit shocking that they went bottom, but I think most of us expected them to finish second to third, and that group was a close group anyway, a group of life, you could say. I think the only thing that wouldn't have been too surprising, that would have been too surprising, in fact, would have been Colombia fourth. But the other teams, they could have finished anywhere, and Colombia could have finished anywhere first to third.
Yeah. I feel like for me with Poland is that, yes, they finished bottom, but they still got to win. And yes, it was a very ugly and unconvincing win. It obviously didn't really mean anything then, but they at least finished the group with like 3 points, and they at least scored a goal. It wasn't like they finished bottom. Now, if they had finished bottom and got 0 goals and were absolutely disgraced and humiliated every game, then I probably would be putting them in this list. At least I would. I don't know about Matt's.
Probably.
So, it wasn't like they only get destroyed against Colombia. Every other game was a close game. And, Colombia topped that group. So should we really be surprised? So, and let's be real, I think many of us knew before the draw that Poland were really that great, and that they were just trying to play friendlies to make their FIFA ranking great. They were just trying to take advantage of the system, and it didn't pay off in the end. So, yeah. All right. Any others? So, like I said, guys, I'll give you guys 5 minutes. There is a poll out there, so if you don't have any suggestions, please vote on the poll. We only got 1 vote so far, so. Any other suggestions, please let me know. Like I said, guys, there were some teams we were considering. I'm not going to mention the teams. You have to mention that already because we didn't think they were flops, but you guys can maybe disagree with us if you don't agree. So just feel free to, if you want to hear our opinion, just feel free to mention the teams that we haven't put on the list. So, yeah, so 2 votes to no. Okay, so we're going to have another person say no. We're going to have another comment coming up soon. So guys, we guys like 5 minutes. We're not going to spend too much time. I'm going to try to keep this an hour long. Most of you guys prefer an hour long stream, and we're starting this a bit late. We started at 12:05, so we're going to end at 1:05 p.m. So, yeah. Okay. So what's taking so long? Why aren't you guys sharing your ideas? Kind of a quiet stream, man. Where's everyone? Where is everyone? Maybe I didn't choose a good time on Friday. Maybe I should have done later.
I'm seeing 6 viewers.
That's true. Usually, like when I do like 5 p.m. my time, like really late night, like at 10 p.m. your time, I think. Like usually we get a lot of people. It's just that I do it so much during the midweek. I want to try something different, and it doesn't seem like it's working. So maybe in the future we'll.
I mean, did you share it to the 2 group chats? I mean, I
Yeah,
know
I shared
you
it one
did,
group
but
chat.
have you shared it like within an hour of it starting?
No. I kind of shared it when it started.
Okay, that's yeah, you've done your bit.
Yeah.
I'll share it in the other group chat.
Yeah. Okay. I think we're just gonna move on, guys. I think you guys don't have anything else to add. So yeah, let's just go ahead and discuss our list. So before we even get to our top 10, I already so let me just tell you, this is my top 10 I got here. So let me just start with you, Mats. Forget my order. Just let's start with the bottom. I have Netherlands 2012 on my list. How about you? Do you have them in your top 10?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So let me write. So let me put both here. Okay, Ghana 2021. I also I put on my list.
I didn't, but that's one I'm gonna reconsider.
Okay. Saudi Arabia 2015.
I ended up choosing them if I'm gonna have one of the. It's 10th or 11th, but but to get at least one AFC team in, I'll say I've got them in.
Okay, which year do you have? I have 2015.
2015.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you have to put one of the Saudi ones. Algeria 2021.
Yes, I have them in.
Okay. Brazil 2016.
Yes.
England 2016. You probably don't have that one.
No.
Okay. Germany 2018.
Yes.
Spain 2014.
Yes.
Hey, like I said, guys, we did not share our list ahead of time, so this is on the spot. So anyone believing like just a conspiracy or something? No, it isn't. Okay, France 2002.
Yes.
Italy 2010.
Yes.
Wow, see, like we got like 8 of the 10. We agreed. So what was the other 2 you have on your list that I didn't have on my list?
I have I've got Germany 2022 and I've got Denmark 2022.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Denmark. Yeah, I forgot about Denmark. Okay, you know what? I can agree with you, Denmark. I think Germany 2022 is a bit harsh. I think it's a bit harsh, but for me at least personally. But yeah, okay. I can understand. Denmark. I might actually. Okay, let's actually hear what you guys say in the chat. I'm curious to see. Is there any other teams that should be in the top 10 that we didn't put? I want to hear what the people in the chat think. Maybe we'll take some of their opinions in consideration.
My thinking is that I've got like the 2018 German team 7th and the 2018 German team 8th. I guess there was a bit difference in there was slight difference in expectation and but yeah.
Yeah. I feel like with me, okay, so HK says hello. Yeah, I feel like with me, okay, so how should we do this? Portugal 2022 super team, yet they flopped, should be winning more than €1. Adam says, Portugal, I think we were discussing about Portugal. We were actually, I think, considering them for 2022 World Cup. I actually, So I feel like. Oh, what do you think? What do you think, Matt? Do you think any of the Portugal ones, from 2023 should be in our top 10?
I think not. But you could say they got unlucky in some of well, you could say they got unlucky in Euro 2020
Yeah.
because maybe they probably should have got a result against Germany, although that was the one game Germany played well in, and then after that they went straight to Belgium. I feel like maybe with the 2018 World Cup, it's just there's too many maybes in that.
Yeah. And Adam, when we were talking about flops, we mean teams that really underperform, like go out the group stage, go out the round of 16, like really, really, really big time flops. Like I think Portugal. It's not. I wouldn't like. Remember, this is our top 10 flops. I feel like top 10 is really harsh. So I would say
Yeah.
Portugal have underperformed. I would agree with you on that. But to say they flopped is really, really harsh in my opinion. That's my opinion at least.
One I was. Oh, sorry. One
I
was considering putting in my top 10 was Brazil in Copa America 2011.
Ooh, all right. Let's read some other comments. HCar says 2016 Argentina Pessy. I mean, I know obviously they lost the Copa America final, but they still made it to the final. So I don't think that's really harsh in my opinion. What do you think, Matt?
I don't think it should be in contention.
Yeah. Rank tells me Germany 2020 it's a flop only because it's Germany. They were in a tough group and only lost one game, which they could have gotten a result if they had better finishing.
That is true, and the four results were technically good. They were the two results at the end were good, and they missed out on goal difference. I think that team should have made that team should have still had enough to advance, even if whether it's over Spain or Japan. I think Germany still should have did more. I even had them going to the quarterfinal. So
yeah, we'll discuss. Let's read the comments and then we'll argue and debate which ones of the 10 should be in our combined list. Lomayer says 101 said France 2010 World Cup. Yeah. France 2010. Yeah, they were in our nominees, I believe. We put them in the nominees. But we didn't actually put them in our top 10. I feel like I think top 10. Matt specifically has told me they want. Is that the one they went on strike? I think.
Yes. Yeah, after they drew to Uruguay, they went on strike and training.
Yeah, so there's special context for that one, so we didn't really, because there was special context, we didn't really decide it feels kind of appropriate to put them in the top 10. France 2002, absolutely. I put them on my list. Matt's has them on list. God's 2022 because of AFCON. Well, technically, I know it happened in 2022. I'm putting them in 2020. The official thing is AFCON 21. So, But yeah, we already put them there. Belgium 2022. Yeah, they were in our top. They were in our nominees. If you guys didn't see earlier, they were in nominees. Turkey 2021. Yeah, I put them there. Matt's was kind of hesitant to put them in the nominees. I think they should at least be considered. We didn't end up putting them in the top 10 because we felt like nations in this list performed significantly worse than they did.
And they were in a fairly tough group.
Yeah, it wasn't like it wasn't like they were in an easy group and they finished rock bottom, So, yeah, I'm talking about Argentina. Right, so as well as say, HKR, how has Iran done in Asian Cup as of late? HKR says maybe France 2002 is worse than Italy 2010 because they lost to Senegal. Yeah, we'll discuss about our reasoning why we put them in that specific order. HKR says at rank semis to 2019 and lost to Japan with stupid mistakes. 3-0 loss. Yeah, 3-0 loss.
I think the tournament before they went out on penalties to Iraq. Might have even been quarterfinals.
Yeah.
But that's about what I can remember as far as Iran goes.
Okay. So now let's go ahead and get to our top 10. So, Matt, for me, I don't agree with Germany. I don't think they should be in the top 10 for worst because, like Rank earlier said, like, I feel like for me, they're in it was a competitive group. And like I said, they only got eliminated by goal difference, and they showed some promising signs. They were just so bad in the final third, and defensively, they were just bad. So while it is a disappointment, I do think the other 10 in this list, I do think the other 10, other countries perform worse. Now, Denmark, I
It
actually.
is a fair point.
Yeah.
They are fair points. I would the fact that now our Asian team is pretty much that we've got at least one AFC team in there. I would, and that we're taking up the Germany team. I would also still put Brazil Copa America 2011 in consideration.
Okay. So for me, I don't think Germany 2022 is worthy enough for the top 10. I hope you. So do you think now that we explained in the chat and me in Rank, do you now think we should put them in a combined list, or you don't think so?
I'm not necessarily going to push it as much.
Okay.
I'd say it's probably within my top 15 or something like that.
Yeah, maybe like a just honorable mention, but I think top 10's harsh. Okay. Denmark 2022. Now, this one, I actually kind of forgot about them, if I'm being honest with you, Matt. And seeing them, I actually might put them in my top 10. And for which country, though, do I put them out for? Maybe I take Ghana out. Yeah, I might put Ghana out, actually. Because I feel like with that Denmark team, we were so much expectations. A lot of people were hyping up the team for the Euros. And they were in a very doable group. So, like, they were in a very doable group, and the fact that they finished bottom behind Australia and Tunisia. See, the thing is, okay, I can understand you can't finish first. At least finish second, Now, granted, if they had finished second, they would have most likely played Argentina and most likely would have lost to them. Like, let's be real. Now, had they had topped the group, they would have played against what is it called, Poland, and you would probably expect them to beat Poland. Then they would have played England, and they possibly could have lost to England. So, a lot of people said they were going to do far in this World Cup, and they were like one of the World Cup underdog picks, and so like they finished, really did bad. So, yeah, you know what? I'm thinking about maybe putting Denmark in my top 10. Yeah, I think you know what? I think I'm gonna put them over Ghana. I think I'm gonna take Ghana out, honestly. So I'll replace them with Ghana. So Brazil 2011. Why do you have Brazil 2011?
Well, they ended up going out in the first knockout round of the Copa America that year, and they lost. Not only did they lose to Paraguay, who was kind of coming to the end of qualifying for World Cups. They went to penalties, didn't score a single goal in the penalty shootout. Thiago Silva was the only player to hit the target, and Paraguay didn't win a single game in 90 minutes, and their last game they'd got slaughtered by Uruguay.
I see. Well, Rank is actually saying this in the chat. He said that's the best Paraguay of all time.
But I'm sure they've had like better Copa America campaigns. I mean, they drew all their games in the group stage.
I don't know, man. I think Brazil 2011 is kind of harsh. In the top 10.
They would have been one of the favorites to win that tournament.
I think I feel like these 10 though performed worse though, and I feel like Brazil 2016 was. I don't know.
There was more expectations for Brazil to win the Copa America than England to win the Euros, and I don't even think that's the worst England into what option.
Yeah, you're gonna probably tell me 2014, right?
No, it's not. No, I'm gonna say 2000.
2000.
I mean, that team had Alan Shearer, David Beckham, David Seaman in goal, Michael Owen, Paul Scholes, and they couldn't even get out the group, finished behind a Romania side who were good, but it was still a team that England were expecting to beat. Getting out of the group would have meant playing Turkey, they would have been the favourites. Well, should they have topped the group? And then finishing second, they would have played Italy, who hadn't peaked at that point. So I think that England team in 2000 was much better, and they'd fallen at an earlier stage.
Yeah. Okay, let's read some comments here, guys. Italy 2010 drew to Paraguay, New Zealand lost to Slovakia. Maybe Italy 2010 is worse because of Paraguay, New Zealand, Slovakia average. Argentina 2022. Now, I hope you're trolling around with that take because that is definitely that's Spain 2010. Yeah, they're already in their list. Oh no, not wait, Spain. No, not Spain 2010. Sorry, I thought you said Spain 2014. No, come on, Jerry 2014. Funny. Can Brazil somehow loss be considered? Brazil 2014.
Final.
You know, this is actually an interesting one. Brazil 2014.
I was still expecting Germany to win that game. I think I said 2-0 at the time, but yes, losing Thiago Silva was a big blow, and we didn't expect the margin to be that, but Germany was still one of the favourites to win that tournament.
Yeah.
And it was in a semi-final.
Yeah, and here's the thing though, like it's like it happened in the semifinal. It's not like it happened in the group stage, you know, and effectively getting them knocked out. Now, if Brazil were knocked out of the group stage at their home turf, then yes, we would have to put them in this list. Top 10 probably. So, but no, that didn't happen. So it was a semifinal match. Right, that's the best Paraguay team all time without Almeria. Okay, maybe not all time, but they won the Copa America before. But that's the generation that made World Cup quarterfinals. Quarters only barely lost to Spain. Italy 2014, 2018.
They weren't that impressive, that World Cup, apart from against Slovakia and Spain.
Yeah. Okay. Italy 2014. I think we put them in consideration. No, we didn't consider 2018 because they didn't qualify. Remember, you have to qualify for the tournament to be in consideration. So maybe in the future we'll do like a top 10 like worst qualification runs. Maybe we'll do that sometime in the future. But we didn't take, and if you didn't qualify, we didn't put that here. You know. England 2014. Yeah, I think we were discussing about England 2014. We had them in the nominees, but we didn't put them in our top 10. England all history. Okay, come on, that's really harsh. I was expecting Germany to win, but I didn't expect that. Only Brazil at home should always be, and Brazil at home should always be favorites. If Chile had beaten Brazil in 2016, round 16, it would have been a massive flop. Oh yeah. I think actually, I want to ask you this question. This is a very hypothetical situation. If Chile had beaten Brazil in that round of 16 match, do we put them in our nominees?
Maybe. Maybe. I think context might be key, and we would. I don't know if Chile. I think what year would that have been? Is that 2016?
That was 2014. I think you saw about 2014 World Cup.
Oh, I get it now. I think we would be considering them to be. Yeah, I think so, because Brazil were expected to go to at least the semi-finals, quarterfinals at a push.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I meant Italy 2008, 2002. Like, so we didn't say, if you didn't qualify, we didn't put you in, okay? So that'll be for another list. Why is Saudi Arabia 2015 on the list? They got grouped in the group stage, man, the Asian Cup. And they finished third in a very doable group. Wales 2020 was so bad, but probably not. Oh, yeah, Wales. Actually, that's another one. I kind of forgot about Wales. Should we have put Wales in our nominees?
I mean, I suppose if you want to put Turkey, then there is logic in that. But that was a group where any of the teams could have finished second.
Yeah. And let's be real, we didn't. I don't think many of us really like. At least most of us, I don't think expected Wales to like perform magnificently. Like most of us said, round of 16 at most. Like I don't think many of us even had them going further round of 16.
For the most part, we should be considering the expectation before the manner of the failure.
Yeah. That's another thing that I feel like people are forgetting is that expectation is key. Brazil never lost a qualifier game at home. Going out to Chile would have been insane. Yeah. Turkey 2021 was really bad. They were the dark horse. They got 0 points. They did as bad as North Macedonia Euros. Yeah, we had them in the nominees, but we didn't end up putting them in the top 10 because I feel like these nations perform worse. Anyways, let's get to our top 10. I feel like it's already been 30 minutes. We need to discuss. So,
another thing is that Brazil only got 5 points in their group in 2011.
I still don't think it's. I don't think it's. I don't think we should put them in the top 10 personally. So, yeah. Okay. So, any other ones you have in contention?
Could possibly say the Saudi Arabia team that I can't remember what year it was, but it was one of the two that they finished bottom. But I do definitely think the Brazil team's more of a flop than England 2016.
All right, you know what? Let me ask you guys in the chat: should England 2016 be in the top 10?
Like I said, I don't even think that's the worst England team. Well, no, that definitely is the worst England team, but in terms of underperforming, England 2000 was much worse.
All right, I'm letting the chat decide, and 2 votes is yes. Okay, how about this, Matt? We put them in the top 10, but we put them 10th.
Yeah, that's fine. I had them. I would have had them 10th anyway. I'll just go through Brazil's results in 2011. They drew 0-0 to Venezuela. They drew 2-2 to Paraguay. Then they beat Ecuador 4-2. And then they drew 0-0 to Paraguay and lost on penalties without scoring a single goal. And Thiago Silva was the only player who hit the target.
Yeah, I mean it's obviously bad, but you said they lost on penalties, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the thing. Penalty is kind of a lottery, So
they still should have they still should have at least. You would have still expected them to beat Paraguay in 120 minutes.
Yeah, like I'm like I said though, like Copa America is kind of weird though. Like they do like sometimes they do like penalty shootouts after 90 minutes. Are you sure that was after 90 or 120?
To be honest, I'm not sure, but either way, you expect Brazil to beat Paraguay.
I don't know. I mean, I agree with you; they should be beating, but I still don't know if it's like worthy enough for the top 10.
Is drawing 0-0 with Venezuela, who never qualified to a World Cup, not worthy of being top 10? As added to that, well, they only won one. They only won one game in the whole tournament.
Now that you mention that, maybe we should put them in. And HKR is making a good point. Now it's 2012. They only lost 1 goal margin to Germany, Portugal, and Denmark.
I was about to say we can get to that soon, but they still came into that Euros with having got to the World Cup final, being the top seed, and they couldn't even get a win or even a goal against Denmark. And yes, they did make it a bit closer in the other games, but but guess for those reasons, I have them not too high, but still confident that it would be in the top 10.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I need someone to. It's kind of hard to decide. Is Rank still watching? Let me see. Okay, because now the poll is even. It's 2-2. And wow, where is everyone, man?
If you're still here, what thoughts would you have on Argentina in 2011? Because they certainly underperformed, at least.
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely. Okay, so let's go read some comments here, guys. Which one is worse, English 2014 or English 2016? For me, I would say English 2016.
Yeah, at least with the 2014 one, I didn't think England would get out of the group, to be honest. And plus, I don't even have. I think Italy, Portugal, and Spain are more flops in 2014.
Yeah, and for me with England 2016 is that because the 2014, to be fair, it was a difficult group. It was one of the group of deaths. And obviously it was embarrassing for them to go bottom. I think in 2016 though was worse because of the fact you guys lost to Iceland. Like that like I feel like that shouldn't happen. It doesn't matter if you have your best. It doesn't matter even if you have a bad team. Like you shouldn't be losing to Iceland. And that kind of matters.
Michael will certainly say that we were vibes in that game.
Yeah, and also you guys also should have topped that group. You guys screwed up in the group stage.
Yeah. So. And you could also make and also England had won every game qualifying in that group, including beating Switzerland and Slovenia home and away on the road to the tournament.
Yeah, so for me, 2016 is worse. Like, even though England 2016 technically made it farther than England 2014, I would still say 16 is worse because we have to keep in mind World Cup is much harder than Euros. Like that should be obvious. I hope everyone knows that. So now it's 2012, not that bad. Okay, we already read that. I think Brazil struggled against Paraguay in 2019 but won on penalties. Yeah, they did. They did play against Paraguay in 2019. Argentina's limit is a flop, but not to the degree of the top 10. We only won one game in the tournament and drew to Bolivia at home turf. Iceland with 300,000 population. Okay, so guys, we have a little debate here. So I guess we're coming down to these teams: Netherlands 2012 and Brazil 2011. Have your say, guys.
We both have the Netherlands 2012 on the list.
So you want me to replace England 2016 with Brazil 2011, correct? Right?
Yes, or maybe England 2000.
It's a difficult one. It's a tricky one.
I feel like I could find some others that were worse than England 2000. I could find. I could find some that were worse than 2016.
Okay. Let's ask Rank, since he's a carnival expert. Is Brazil 2011 worthy of being in the top 11-10?
I think for pretty much all the others on this list, you would be expecting them to make a deep run of some sort within that tournament. But England, you didn't really expect them to. Even if they'd beaten Iceland, you wouldn't have expected them to beat France. No, I wasn't really. I don't really think there was like expectations for them to go on a deep run.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, man, absolutely. But the thing is, like, we're looking at performances as well. Like, performances were really, really underwhelming. Euros in particular, So Yeah. Rank says England 2016 I have in the top 10. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That I think England should be there, but we shouldn't put them like very high. I would probably put them like 10th, 9th, maybe somewhere in that range. With context, Brazil 2011 is not as bad. That Brazil wasn't that impressive, but it's still a bad. Yeah, this is a difficult one. Like you can honestly say both Brazil 11 and England's kind of like the same. They kind of played around the same level. They kind of had the same. So I'm not no, man. This is a difficult one. I'm struggling, man.
I'll submit either Brazil 2011 or England 2000.
Okay.
Or maybe we could have a short look at the others up in the honorable mentions.
Yeah, we got to decide top 10. We're already 40 minutes, so we got to wrap this up soon. So,
yeah, I'll stick with Brazil 2011 or England 2000 ahead of England 2016.
Okay. How about we let the so the chat is still deciding, and it's still it's still tied. It's still 2 votes for each. So really don't have a decider. So I guess Rank, since Rank, you're the I guess Rank, you can decide this.
We know what he's gonna pick. He's already made himself clear. And I think he would have been one of the voters in the poll.
Yeah, that's true. This is difficult, guys. It's difficult. The star of Brazil 2011 were Robinho and Alexander Pato. Stars. Germany 2022 not that bad. Only lost 2-1 to Japan who good, drew Spain, but wasted chance against Costa Rica. Germany 2022 scores. Yeah, we're not putting Germany 2022 in our combined top 10. So that's just what Matt's had in contention. I'm not putting them in my combined top 10. Stars. Okay.
I'm not further pushing Germany 2022, but again, the expectations, they had more expectations on them than England did in 2016.
Okay. How about we put England 2000 as a way to compromise?
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
And you think that's worse than 2011 Brazil?
Yeah, because you England went on the group stage.
Although, one thing you could say about the CONMEBOL one was there was only 3 groups and 2 third-place teams went through.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, you know what? I should be England. I shouldn't put England that high. I'll put England. I don't know why I put them fifth. That's really high. It shouldn't be that high. I'll put them 9th in my top 10. So I just feel like we already have Brazil already. So I feel like we don't need, I don't want to like that's also kind of like I don't really want to repeat a nation. It was already there. So
yeah, that is fair. So in that case, I'll submit England 2000.
Okay.
So
yeah, do we put them 10th or 9th or 8th?
I suppose 10th because I hadn't considered they weren't in my list originally. So.
Okay. Yeah.
That's. I suppose. Okay. The set this. Well. I suppose they would have been 10th at the time, but because one of my top 10 is not there anymore, I guess would Saudi Arabia be the next option? Would you say? Saudi Arabia 2015.
Yeah, Saudi Arabia. Let's put 2015 there, I guess. 9th. They were in a group. Let me actually check the group again, just for context.
I think it's Japan, Syria, and Jordan.
Yeah. I believe you're correct. Oh, sorry. No, it was actually Uzbekistan, North Korea, and China.
Oh, yeah.
They lost to Uzbekistan and lost to China. They only won against North Korea. So, yeah, I would say them. Okay.
The net. I'll be honest. Originally I put Italy 9th.
I don't think they should. I think 9th is pretty low.
I at least don't have them in my top 6 because they did have, going into it, they did have a lot of average players and some old guard in there. But then again, the group was very accessible.
Yeah. What about Netherlands 2012?
I had them in 6th.
I think that's really harsh.
I couldn't put them in the top 5 because of who they had, because of the fact they were in the group of death, yes, but the way they went out, and they started out as a World Cup, they went in as the favourite and the World Cup finalist, and I think at the time I even had them winning the tournament, even if I didn't pick them to go first place in the group.
I don't think they're in the top. I think they're bottom 5 for me personally.
Well, I think I had them 6th at the time, so we're agreeing on something.
How about we put them 8th?
Yeah, that's fine. I've also got Denmark much higher than you do.
Yeah. 8th. Okay. 7th place. I
suppose on balance on both of our lists, it would imply that Germany 2018 would be next. I've got the 7th, but
yeah. Yeah, because to be fair to Germany, it wasn't that easy of a group. It was a difficult group.
They were also losing some friendlies, like against Austria, and the form wasn't that great going into the World Cup, and Neuer was out for a long time.
I feel like and with 2018, the thing is, like, it was a difficult group. You know, it wasn't like, you know, they had Mexico, South Korea, and obviously Sweden. All those nations are like decent World Cup nations. It wasn't like they had any like easy nations. Now, obviously, should they have done better? Absolutely, and they should be in the top 10. But
that's why they're in the top 10.
Yeah, but I do feel as though that they still put out competitive displays. It wasn't like they got humiliated. Well, actually, maybe because they against South Korea they did, but you know that was like towards the very end of the game. You know, South Korea scored very late goals. You know, and let's be real, Germany were pretty unlucky.
I do remember South Korea's goalkeeper had to make like three good saves, whilst it was 0-0 in the second half.
Yeah, and Germany missed a lot of chances. Like, that was the thing, you know. So I would say 2018. Yeah, I think 7th is fair. I think I can agree with you on 7th.
I feel like Italy probably do deserve to be higher than I maybe graded them initially, but I am confident that France, Algeria, Denmark, Brazil, Spain, I'm confident about them being in the top 5.
Okay. So next up we have, for me, 6th place. What about okay.
On balance, I'd imagine France would be in the top 2.
Yeah.
Because I've got them first and you've got them second.
Yeah. 6th. Okay, so let's go local ones. So we're not putting Italy. We're not putting France. Spain.
I've got them fifth.
Okay, maybe we could discuss Spain.
I don't have them in my top four because, to be fair to them, they were up against a Netherlands team that had a lot of quality players, and I forgot to mention that in the argument for 2012. But and that Dutch team went all the way to getting third place in the tournament. And whilst you expected them to beat Chile, they were still a very competitive side, and then Spain didn't end up being like one of the worst teams of the tournament. They still dispatched Australia pretty comfortably.
Yeah. For me with Spain, like once again, kind of similar to Germany, they weren't a competitive group. It wasn't a lot, Netherlands, Chile is a very doable team. Now Australia, of course, we know they're not really that good of a team, but they finished above them, and they finished third.
Yeah,
And it was really
and they beat
the
them
Henry loss to
comfortably.
Netherlands that really like just told everything, because I think once we saw they lost to Netherlands in that kind of fashion, well, obviously I wasn't watching football at the time, but I would imagine that many of us knew that there was a chance Spain could get grouped.
Yeah,
Obviously, you watched that time, so you probably know.
yeah,
And I
I
think,
did.
yeah, the general consensus is that they would probably get grouped after that destruction was lost to Netherlands. So, yeah, I think sixth is okay. Let me see the other ones. We have Brazil 2016. No, I think Brazil's worse simply because it went on the group stage, and it's at a Copa America, and that's just really embarrassing. Algeria. Okay, you know what? Maybe we can discuss about Algeria.
I've got them second. They were in a
Wow.
group. Yeah,
Wow.
because before going into the tournament, they had a long unbeaten run. They were the
Oh yeah,
current
that's true. That's true.
holders,
That's true. That's true.
and they had Sierra Leone who'd made their debut,
Yeah.
and Equatorial Guinea wasn't expected to go in the top two. Ivory Coast, of course, was their hardest opponent, but even then, they weren't in their prime at that point.
Yeah, and we know Ivory Coast disappoints a lot of times. So
And it took that 3 games, and that being against Ivory Coast, for Algeria to actually get a goal. And Mahrez also missed a penalty.
yeah, you know what? Actually, now that in consideration, because I remember very well for that AFCON, a lot of people said Algeria would do back to back.
I said that as well.
Yeah, and with Spain 2014, I don't think many of us said they were going to do back to back. Well, obviously, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but did many people have Spain to do back to back?
I'm sure there was some, but I feel like from what I remember, I can remember that the popular picks would have been Argentina, Brazil, Germany, and Netherlands.
Yeah, I don't
Maybe
think.
Netherlands, but
Yeah. Okay, now that you convinced me of the
I
argument,
think we would have expected Spain to go far, but not like I don't know actually. But for me, I've got them in fifth.
Okay. You know what? I think after hearing your arguments, okay, and then we have Denmark.
That I had Denmark third.
Actually, I want to hear your opinion. I want to hear why you put Denmark third, because I don't, maybe third's a bit high, too high, harsh, maybe.
I mean, Denmark were going into the World Cup with some impressive form. They lost to Croatia twice, and they also had the easiest group for a pot 2 team.
That is true.
They had an intercontinental playoff team in Australia and Tunisia, who were a bottom 2 out of the pot 3 teams, and they only made it to pot 3 because Canada had lost to Panama in their last game of the qualifiers, and Dolberg, Eriksson completely were ineffective. Didn't score against Tunisia. They didn't I feel like it took until like the last 20 minutes where you felt like something could happen with them, and then they lost to Australia, where they didn't look very dangerous. And plus, I think that was the biggest flop of the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, see, my thing with Denmark is that did we like over? See, the thing is, I think it's tricky because
I
don't know.
personally didn't have them going into the semi-finals, and I mean, I was 50-50 on whether they'd be first or second, but I'm not necessarily using should they have got to the final as like necessary argument. I'm just more or less going off what they should have done in the group stage, and
actually, because Denmark had an easier group than Spain,
yes,
and yet they still finished bottom.
Yeah,
that's a tricky one, man.
And of the other teams that flopped, most of, if not all of them, they'd won games, and Denmark didn't. And Spain also won a game in 2014.
Yeah, Germany 2018 also won a game as well, albeit very luckily. Like they scraped through, but it's a win is a win,
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Sebastian's not here. Anyways, but getting back to okay, you know what? Yeah, actually, you know what? I think I agree. After hearing your arguments, I think Denmark is worse than Spain. So yeah, I think Spain. Let's put them sixth. I think 6 is fair.
Okay.
Okay, Spain, 2014, 6th place. All right, 5th place. Top 5.
Just above Spain, I had Brazil Copa America 2006.
Yeah, 2016. And for those wondering, what is the context for that group? I think they had Bolivia in that group, and they had Peru, I think, right? And I forgot. I think they had Haiti. Did they have Haiti? Yes, they had Haiti. No, sorry, they didn't have Bolivia. They had Ecuador. They lost to Peru.
They had Mexico, No, I don't. No, I think Peru was a different tournament.
No, it says right here, Peru, Ecuador.
I remember it being.
You're talking 2015 then. Yeah, 2016. I think you're talking 2015. You're probably talking about then. I'm talking 2016.
I'm thinking. I was also thinking 2016, but I know that they'd finished They finished third and only scored against Haiti.
Yeah, that's true. They scored only against Haiti. They failed to score. They tied against Ecuador and they lost to Peru. So, they only stat padded against Haiti. So, yeah, I would say 5th is fair, I think.
I mean, they would have been one of the favorites. But one thing they've got that the other potential top 5 teams don't have is that at least Brazil won a game, albeit it was against Haiti, and you'd have expected them to do it against Venezuela.
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
Let me just have a look at Brazil's group.
Ooh, okay. Rank is actually bringing some interesting comments. We're going to read some. By the way, guys, we're about to wrap the stream up in like 5 to 10 minutes. So Spain won the conversation, but the main picks were Germany, Brazil, Argentina. Rank talks about this. Spain won more pick than Netherlands, I remember.
Okay. You were right about them playing Peru.
Yeah. Okay. Spain were expected semis. Thinking about Brazil 2014 had a lot of upsets, but the semis ended up being teams predicted to do well. Yeah, this is kind of the strange thing. Like, we had no like massive underdog, and none of the underdogs made the semis of that World Cup.
Yeah.
So, small asterisk: Peru scored a goal with a handball against Brazil 2016.
Ooh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah. So, but group stage exit is too big of a flop for Brazil. But here's the thing: even if they had, let's say they had tied. Well, actually, I just realized had they had tied against Peru, they actually would have advanced.
Ooh,
Wow.
interesting.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, oh, maybe if they hadn't, maybe if they tied, it wouldn't have mattered. It actually would have mattered. So, but it was still embarrassing. Like, how do you not score against Peru still?
And also, what would have been the evidence to suggest Brazil could fix up in the next round? I don't know who they would have played.
I think Brazil were still recovering from that defeat in Germany. I think 2014. I think they haven't fully recovered in 2016. I don't think. But yeah, okay, Brazil. Yeah, going out of the group stage is a really, really embarrassing. Like you have to, that is top 5 worthy. Now for the top 4,
and their group was more accessible than Spain's.
Yeah. Okay, top 4, man. 4th place.
I do have Algeria above Denmark.
Okay, I think I could agree with that. So are you suggesting Denmark is 4th? Oh wait, what about Italy?
Yeah, I didn't. Italy aren't in my top 3, but I know you got them first potentially. So
yeah, I have them
bearing
first.
that
I think
in
that was really embarrassing.
Buffon did get injured in that game against Paraguay, or I know he had to get subbed off and he didn't play the rest of the tournament. My thinking is that squad wasn't that good.
I understand Matt's like if they hadn't done well, like if they had gone around to 16, okay, fair enough, or like going the quarterfinals. But I think that squad should still be able to top that group, even with the average squad. So my thing is that I think it's just embarrassing how they couldn't even they couldn't even like get a single win in that World Cup.
It took a penalty for them to score against New Zealand.
Yeah. So for me, like the thing is, like I understand the squad may not be as good, but like it was very, very doable group. Like that was the kindest group they got, probably right of the draw, and they still flopped big time.
My senses are we're gonna agree that France are in the top 2 and Algeria is above Denmark.
Yeah. Let's put Denmark 2022 4th. We already explained earlier. Algeria 2021 AFCON 3rd.
I'm not sure about putting Algeria 3rd, though.
No. I guess you want to put Italy. I think Italy should be 1st. I'm very dead set on that.
I haven't even talked about France yet, but Algeria, of course, the squad depth it was fantastic. They had, of course, there was that unbeaten run, and you would have expected them to get at least 7 points from that group.
Okay, let's talk about 2002, man. Let's talk about 2002.
Yeah, I think they're my number 1 team simply because they came into that tournament having won the previous World Cup and the previous Euros. They had Marcel Desailly and Frank Leboeuf as the centre back pairings. Zidane was there as well. I think Barthez was also there, who was in goal for I believe he was goalkeeper for the 2006 and the 98 World Cup. I haven't looked at much at their squad, but they lost to Senegal, who made their debut. They lost to Denmark, and they got 1 draw against Italy, finishing completely bottom.
It's actually against Uruguay.
Yeah, I meant to say Uruguay. I was thinking them when.
Yeah, and also, okay, maybe you know what? After seeing this, I didn't actually know this. They didn't even score a single goal.
Yeah.
Right. That's actually okay. You know what? we have an argument to be made here. This is actually interesting, Mats. I think
I want to take
France
another look at that France team.
Yeah, this is interesting. For me, Algeria, I think it's gonna be third. I think I'll put them third.
Yeah, I suppose we can have a first-second debate.
Okay, that's an interesting match.
I suppose in hindsight, I might have put in Italy in 7th or 8th. No, 6th or 7th.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get up the France squad, and I'm sure you'll be free. You're free to get up the Italy squad as well. So Vieira was in there, who was at Arsenal at the time. Claude Makelele, who played for Real Madrid. I mentioned the centre backs and Zidane. Thierry Henry, also there. Barthez, I mentioned. Emmanuel Petit. David Trezeguet. There's a few others I don't really know who, but to go into that tournament with a Euros and a World Cup, then go in, get 1 point, including losing to a debut nation, and as you said, not scoring a single goal, I think it has to be number one for me.
But I will say this, though. I do think France's group was harder than Italy's group.
But that Uruguay team, I don't know. I don't really know. I don't know when the last time they'd made the World Cup before that edition. I think before it came to 2010, Uruguay were like kind of in and out in terms of qualifying, or maybe between maybe maybe somewhere in the 80s to 2010. They weren't qualifying that regularly, and they weren't in their prime at that point. And Denmark, the team, I'm not sure. I think Denmark, if France weren't at their best, Denmark, if France were at least better than how they showed up to be, France would have been in them. I don't think any of these teams were at their peak, or in the case of Uruguay, maybe Senegal.
Yeah.
I think that was a. I mean, you're right that Italy do have an easier group, but I would say France had a better team to push on and get at least 7 points from that.
Yeah, it's really tricky, man. It's really tricky. That's why we're having this debate show, because we're very conflicted. So, I mean, I still think that Italy one is really embarrassing. Like, I still think it is, because like you really should be top of the group. Even if you didn't bring your best roster, brick squad, you really should be. And I feel like with France, but the thing is, you make a good point though. They lost to Senegal, like the first time ever in a World Cup. Like, that's actually crazy. Like, how do you lose to a debutant? You know, and so. But I don't know. It's a really tricky. I'm torn, man. I'm really torn. I feel like it's gonna go either way.
And I think it would have been tighter as well had France not won that Euros as well, because of course Italy had won the World Cup and up in 2006, and France had won the World Cup in '98. Who do you think were the difference makers for Italy that really didn't show up? And for France, I would say Zidane and Henry.
Yeah. Yeah, Italy, man. I'm just looking at the lineups. I would say probably. I would probably say. Who are the? Wait, what the heck?
I don't know how much involvement Pirlo had, because
Oh, Pirlo, yeah.
I think he was a part of that 2006 World Cup team, and he did play in Euro 2012.
Yeah, Pirlo didn't play. I didn't. Yeah, De Rossi, I guess, was disappointing.
I think De Rossi got one goal, and I don't remember anything else from him.
Yeah. Yeah. Why is Pirlo not in the roster?
That I don't know.
That is so weird. Let's see.
One thing I do remember from Italy is the last goal they scored was an excellent goal, which the only problem with it was it came too little too late.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I don't know what the expectations would have been on France for that tournament, and I don't imagine there would have been much. A lot of people would have put Italy too far, but Algeria was a team that people expected to go to finals, semi-finals, possibly quarterfinals, but absolutely not what happened to them in terms of reality and expectation.
Yeah. I just wish there were more people here because it's really hard. I think we would. I would have given a poll. I would have done a poll, but there's barely anyone here, so it's hard to do. I don't know. This is a difficult one. So,
well, what was Italy's back four like? I know. I think either Cannavaro had retired or he was like on the verge of retirement. Maybe Chiellini might have played, but I think that it was just before he got in his prime, and no idea who the fullbacks were.
yeah. So we had Cannavaro, Chiellini, Zambrotta, Crissetto. Then, yeah, those were the back line, and then you had Marchetti as a replacement. I just feel like for me with that Italy squad, like you would still expect them, like yes, it's not maybe not their best roster and everything, but I would still expect them to like not finish bottom, you know. So, and I do feel like the group was much easier than France, you know.
I'd say the group was easier, but that France team was better.
Oh yeah, that France team was better. So it makes it hard to say. And France didn't even score a single goal.
So. Yeah, and the fact that France had gone in there with both a World Cup and a Euros as the holders of both.
Yeah. It's difficult, man. It's difficult. I think we're just gonna let the poll decide. Whoever's here. I don't know if anyone's here though.
Look at the comments in the meantime.
Yeah. I think I already read the comments.
I don't remember them
Yeah. Italy had the easiest group all time, affected by Champions curse. Only got 1 point against Uruguay, I think. That's France. Considering France 2002 had won the last World Cup and would make the next World Cup final, shows how that team was stellar but flopped. And then Lil Mayor says Italy. It's a difficult one. I think Rank is leaning towards France. But I'm not sure, to be honest. So
Be interesting to know what Michael, Seb, and Sammy would say.
yeah. Well, Michael is probably not busy, so. And Sam, I don't think we'll be able to apply.
But hypothetically.
Yeah, hypothetically. Yeah. All right, it's difficult, man. I think maybe we should just call it a tie for here. It's already 1 hour 60 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose I mean, I don't remember Italy being that great in the Euros beforehand. Like at the, I mean, they'd lost to the Netherlands and drew to Romania. They beat France, which was what got them through, and then I think they did lose to Spain in the round of 16, and it might be penalties, but I think there's something lacking in that Italy team that that meant I like couldn't have them in my top 5.
Yeah. Okay, so I asked some of my friends, and they said Italy's worse. So I guess we'll just go with Italy if we're going by the community. So it's a difficult one. Like this is like really close. Like I think this can go either way. I can honestly see why France would be first. Like you said, like they didn't score a single goal. They had less points. Better
They were
squad.
holders of both major tournaments.
Yeah. So I mean, it's close, man. It's close, but ultimately, I guess we have our winner, and it is Italy. So
I don't agree at all.
yeah. So well, I mean, France losing to his second is fair, right?
Well, definitely top 2.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, just tell me your top 10 before we head off, and then we'll round up the stream.
So my top 10, suppose it would be something like that, but I think I'd have Italy in 4th.
Okay. Ooh, someone just brought up a comment, man. We're about to end the stream soon, man. So sorry, Foresight. But we'll take a look at your comments. So maybe we'll be here for another 5 minutes just because you just joined. So Egypt deserves a shout.
Which Egypt?
Yeah, which Egypt? I'm thinking you mean 2019. Which I mean that was bad, but like at least they advanced out the groups. If you're talking about that Egypt.
They walked their group, in fact.
Yeah. So I would do top 10 international surprises. We did like a top 10 underdog, so you can just check that stream. We did earlier. I'll show you. Let me see if I can find the link here. So yeah, I'll just wait for him to reply, and then I guess we'll end the stream. And surprisingly, Sebastian didn't join. Yeah, make sure you guys smash the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new on here, guys. So we reached 9 likes. Let's try to get to 10 likes before we end today's stream. And yeah, man. So I think we're gonna end the yeah, I'm just gonna wait for him to reply and then we're gonna end the stream, I guess. So yeah, I guess I'll save this.
And plus,
here.
I've also message rank. I feel like going by someone who, if I've interpreted right, isn't even watching this stream. I think that's a bit of a, or at least a subjective tiebreaker.
Yeah, I mean that is true, but we got to figure out. We got to break the tie, So, I mean, he's a good person.
I think there was enough. I think there was enough tiebreakers for France, such as the no goals, and they were holders of more tournaments, holders of the Euros, in fact.
Yeah. I guess that's true. We did it for UCL as well, or you guys already did it? I don't remember very well. Oh, we only did it for international. We haven't done a club edition. If that's what you're wondering. Maybe we'll do a club edition in the future. But yeah, we'll see, I guess. Foresight Football says, I think 2019 they were in top, but since then they declined drastically. Yeah, 2019 AFCON. Yeah, I think we're talking about that one. Like I don't think it's that embarrassing. Like it's worth a shout, but I don't think it's like worthy enough to be in the top 10. So yeah, and 2021 it can't be because they reached the final. You can't say that was a flop, even if they lost the final, even though they lost the final. So yeah. All right. So I think we're going to end the stream here. So thank you guys for joining. Remember, guys, I'll be leaving a community. I will do a community post later today. And you guys can suggest your ideas for the next debate show, which will be September. So remember, guys, we're doing this once a month, guys. And as for when we do in the month, it just kind of depends on my schedule. So I can't give you guys a certain date and time. And I'll try to have some different people. So if you've already been for the last one, you probably won't be selected again. So, try to get some different people here and there. So thank you for joining, Matt. Where can the people find you, man?
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel called The Mats Channel. I'm on Twitter at MatsAttack9 and Instagram MattyMatsBristol, where I most of my YouTube content covers predictions, and developing a series called The Football and Travel Show, and I've got episode 1 out on the Euros, and expect at least 2 more to come out within the rest of the year. And I think a good tiebreaker would be in that comments section.
Yeah, I'll definitely leave a link to his socials in the description below. Yeah, give us a subscription to Matt's and follow him on Twitter, of course, as well. Thank you for coming on, man. You're the international expert, man. And we had some disagreements. We had that's the point of debate. If we don't have disagreements, what's the point of debating? So you can definitely we definitely had I hope you enjoyed this debate. I had fun. It was a very interesting debate, and maybe like I also had to change some of my opinions. You influenced me to change some of my picks. And that's good to know because, like I said, there are some things I needed to change. So thank you for addressing that to me. And some of your arguments you made compelled me to, drop a team higher or drop a team lower. So, yeah, let's go read the last comment from here. Foresight Football says, have a good day, guys. Have a good day. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching, man. Do appreciate it, guys. Remember, guys, to like and subscribe.
Good to see you.
Yeah, check out my email at the post in the description below. And consider becoming a member of the channel. We'll try to do a member stream this weekend. We haven't done the last 2 weekends because obviously I was on vacation. So I'll try to do the one this weekend. And obviously there'll be a Twitch stream as well. So I think we'll probably do Twitch probably tomorrow. And maybe the members thing probably tomorrow as well. So hope you guys enjoy. Comment about your thoughts. Comment if you're watching the replay. And yeah, I'll see you guys later, man. Peace out.
See ya.